You know, you think it would have gotten into the fucking heads of these half-wit kick-vick shills, whether it's Montreal, Jamie Markey, Kara Edwards, and the voice actors, Mars Girls, or any of her Twitter goons. And I have to stress this. Vic was the plaintiff, not the defendant in this case. He wasn't the one who had anything to hide. That was you guys. Furthermore, did the courts even prove he was a pedophile? The answer is no. And for some reason, in your fucked up little heads, this gets lost in translation and as to why the case was thrown out. In a way, Vic and I were right. Nobody won, and it was a Pyrrhic victory for you guys. You guys got the hook at the expense of losing credibility. Animat was one of those who lost it during the pandemic. Why? One of his videos had him do it in the fucking nude. The link to his recent podcast over the case is in the description attached to this video below. I'm not even going to bother watching it, but if you want to watch it, listen to how he turns himself into a complete and utter asshat. You guys want to keep the fight going? Fine by me, because I'm going to keep fighting. The battle may be lost, but the war is not over. Personally, I don't think the war is going to end until Monica dies. I mean, until Monica and Rontoye die. But that's just my opinion. I'd never wish that on somebody. But that said, I think that's the only way this thing gets out in the limelight. That Monica's own torturous interferences of Vic's convention appearances gets out in the open. Either that, or I force her to submit to a polygraph test if she ever shows up in the Carolinas. Then again, I figure she's too much of a coward to show up in the Carolinas ever again after how badly she got booed out of GalaxyCon last year, from what I heard, the Raleigh branch of GalaxyCon last year, at least from what I heard. Or how empty her fan lines were at that con last year. But then again, Monica Rial's name, you make an anagram out of it, it's I'm a con liar. And that's what she is, a fucking liar. Tell me, Animat, tell me, Matt, you really think Monica's going to give you a pussy just by doing what you're doing with this podcast, or give you props for it? She's not going to. I mean, she views you as a lunatic Canuck who stripped on who did a whole video in the nude. I mean, your own insanity is what cost you your job at Coat and Friends a couple of years back. And since then, you've been struggling here on YouTube to keep some cash. Because I am grateful to Coat for throwing you out when you did that. He didn't want that sort of shit. Neither do I. Granted, I don't work with Coat and Friends, but the point still applies. Hi, Iggy. Vic's case was thrown out on a technicality. No more, no less. But, that said, you guys want to keep poking the bear by rubbing it in our faces? One of these days, that bear is going to bite back and bite the hand clean off the wrist, off the arm. be forewarned. And again, why should we believe any of you? Like I said last night, where's the evidence? Where are the victims? Oh, wait. Either one, they don't exist, or two, they would have preferred to, or if there were any legit victims, they would have preferred to testify on their own volition and not have you guys basically use them as stepping stones to push your social justice agendas. If the victims did exist, you would have let them come out on their own time, not take up the torch for them to push a self-righteous facade. Tom, read the video, description. I mean, honestly, the more you push a lie, the more it will become truth until eventually the truth gets out. And I ask again, where's the fucking evidence? And as I said last night, I said a few seconds ago, either there is none, or none of these people want you fucking hacks representing them because they know you'll twist the agenda, their stories to push a fucking agenda. And that's what you did. And you make no qualms at hiding that fact. Do you, Monica? Do you, Animat? Do you, Mars Girl? You have no qualms at trying to hide that fact. I mean, you look at the mainstream media today, it's falling to pieces. I mean, as Trump has always called the main television networks fake news, I view you guys at Crunchyroll fake anime, as you care more for political agendas rather than what your fans want. There are a few good apples, but by now the orchard's gone completely rotten, with the exceptions of several people that I've come across in the years. People like, say, Chuck Huber, John Young Bosch, Cynthia Crant, Wendy Powell, Kyla Bear. Spike Spencer, Justin Cook, Kent Williams, John Swayze, Caitlin Glass, to a lesser extent in her case, Reuben Langdon, Linda Young, Tiffany Vollmer, Stephanie Nadolny. Crunchyroll was meant to be a house of enjoyment, but you have turned it into a fucking den of thieves. Thieves and adulterous pigs. It's no wonder some people like Cynthia, Linda, Wendy, Brian Massey, John Swayze, Kent Williams, in their minds, they're thinking it's time to bail. It's time to say, I fucking quit. And they should fucking quit. Leave the company and go to the Matsuri studio. At least they'll be treated more as equals there. Sure, they're getting older and more obscure anime that not a lot of people know about, let alone got dubbed initially. But that's the thing. They're willing to be the alternative, especially now that Crunchyroll basically bought out Right Stuff, which makes me sick. As far as I'm concerned, Crunchyroll should just fade away and classify itself as fucking obsolete and deserves to face deletion. I stand with Vic, now then forever. Leave a comment, smash the like, sub to the channel. Mets2128 signing out. Goodbye. Good night. Bang.